Hey everybody, this is going to be a ninja deck profile. So now ninjas have the ability to flip your opponent's monsters face down. So we'll begin this deck profile with 3 copies of the main card, Hanzo. So Hanzo has the ability on normal summon to add a ninjutsu art card, and on special summon add a ninja monster. Now most of our 1-card combos are coming out of Hanzo. Moving on to the second card, we play 3 Mitsu. Now Mitsu is like a monster negate by flipping a face-up card, and it does have to be a ninja, and then flipping herself face down. We will negate a monster effect our opponent triggers. Of course, we have to have the Tabari, so we do run 3 copies of Tabari. Tabari is a quick effect fusion summon during our opponent's turn, during their main phase or their battle phase, which is amazing for the deck because our extra deck monsters that we want to go into are ninja monsters, but they are fusions. At least most of them will be. Its secondary effect during our turn will allow us to discard this card and special summon a ninja from hand. We play 2 copies. Now, I know a lot of people are very minimalist and will play the ninja package very low in its own deck, but I think throughout consistency based and for longevity throughout the match, you have to be playing 2 of the Gravity Ninja. It is just one of the better cards. Flipping our opponent's monsters face down, if its effect is not negated, they are permanently face down. Meaning, if this card is banished face down, they still will be permanently face down on the field. That means no synchro summoning, no Xyz summoning, and in most cases no link summoning. Of course, they can still use them to fusion summon. Another card we play is Kagero, the Cannon Ninja. So Kagero has the ability to, if it is normal or special summon a ninja monster from hand or graveyard. That's its primary effect, and the other secondary effect isn't very useful. But I'd like, once again, with the consistency based, I like to run Kagero at 2. Most people will run it at 1. Our next card is 2 copies of the Green Ninja. Green Ninja is great. It's just a removal piece. And then it also is a flips our opponent's monster face down, so it can be really good in some scenarios. Unfortunately, it is not a permanent face down flip. Then for our last ninja, we won 1 Baku. Now, I believe that Baku does not need to be ran at 2, especially not 3. But if this card is added to our hand, except for drawing it, we can special summon it. And then if this card is normal or special, we can add a ninjutsu art card from our grave or a ninja card. So it works very well to keep one of our 1-card OTKs throughout the deck, which is great. Moving on to the ninja spells. We play 3 copies of Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery. Now, Notebook of Mystery has the very unique effect of setting up to 2 cards. So it can special summon a ninja from deck or grave, and then it can set a ninjutsu art card from deck or grave, of course, except for itself. So now, with this card can be really good in the grind game. That's why we'll run it at 3. Opening it probably isn't the best because you're not going to have any ninjas in grave, but it does work amazingly well throughout the grind game. Another ninjutsu art card is the ninjutsu art tool, Iron Digger. So Iron Digger is a great way for ninjas to OTK through our opponent. With our Burl Sword, you equip it, and hopefully you get Maizen onto the field for that OTK. And all ninjas can attack directly. So it allows us to have our Burl Sword become a ninja, and it'll be able to attack directly. Now, I know it's not a ninjutsu art card, but it's always treated as a ninjutsu art card, the Field Spell. Now, the Field Spell is a great way to just remove cards with Maizen as well, since Maizen allows ninjas to attack directly. If we inflict damage to our opponent with a ninja card, we could to remove a card from our opponent's field. That is an amazing effect. On top of that, we also run a card in our extra deck that will utilize this and this to destroy all of our opponent's monsters on the field. Moving on to the ninjutsu art traps, we won 2 copies of Dancing Leaves. So Dancing Leaves is amazing because it changes any ninja into any ninja. But we can go into our level 8 ninja, which is our Gravity Ninja, which allows us to flip our opponent's monsters face down. But it also has a secondary effect to add us back any ninjutsu art card on the field. Meaning, we can add this back and reset it. Or in some cases, and in most cases, we will do it on ninjutsu art of duplication. Now, duplication has the effect where we can tribute a ninja monster and special summon up to the same level. So if we tribute our Hanzo, which is more than likely what's going to happen, we can summon a Mitsu because it's a level 2 and 2 Tabaris because it's a level 1. This is our main card we're getting off of the Hanzo. So Hanzo adds this, we set this, we activate it, go into a Mitsu, 2 Tabaris, and then we'll be able to go into our extra deck monsters with the Tabari extra deck fusion during our opponent's turn. So those are all of our ninja cards that we run in the deck. Now we're just going to add some supports such as our reinforcements of the army. So now reinforcements of the army can add us our Kagero. It can also add us our Hanzo to get our play started. And one of our ninja extra deck monsters is a instant fusion target. We are able to just start off with it, and we can combo through. If we open this and an odd kind of hand, it's great. Because we can just use our ninjas to contact fuse into more ninjas. Those are just for extenders. A kind of board breaker I like to run is Super Poly. Super Poly is really good right now in any format. It's always amazing. And with the amount of extra deck space we have, it's just easy to run. And most of the time, our combos are 1-card combos. So if we open this and our 1-card combo, we just have a board breaker plus our combo already. Another board breaker I like to run is 2 copies of Tactics Talent. So I did decide to run these 2 to make it a 42 card list. You can cut these, but I personally really like them. And then I guess another board breaker we could say is Destructive Dharma Karma Cannon. It just flips our opponent's monsters face down, like the whole concept of what ninjas are trying to do. But if they cannot be flipped face down, meaning they can't be targeted to be flipped face down, or if they're link monsters, they'll be destroyed instead. So it just is an extra space of removal if they're not allowed to be face down. Going on our hand traps, we had enough room for 9 hand traps. Of course, we're going to play the Ash. It is always the best hand trap in the format. It will always be the best hand trap in the format. I also like to run a heavy, and we run Nib at 3, of course. Nib's a heavy hand trap. If this can stop your opponent, it does stop your opponent. It's for our last 3 cards, we run 3 of the second best hand trap in the format, Infinite and Permanent. Use it during our turn, set it during our opponent's turn. It's just amazing to use. Moving on to the extra deck, we run 3 copies of Maizen, the Battle Ninja. So Maizen has the effect that if our opponent uses a monster effect, we can special summon a ninja from our deck. Usually our Gravity Ninja to be able to flip our opponent's stuff face down. But during our turn, it does have the effect where if we go into battle, all ninjas can attack directly. It's just great to OTK. And then we run 3 copies of Yaganomaru. Now, Yaganomaru is a little less necessary for the deck, but I like it. It works very well for what the deck is trying to do. It is a form of removal. And if this card is ever flipped face down, it does trigger when it is flipped face up. And when it is special summoned, it's just great. Then for resetting our stuff, or getting set into our combos, we have our Ninja Grandmaster Saizo. It just sets a ninjutsu art card from our deck, which is great. It's like our Hanzo, getting our combos ready. Unfortunately, it does not have a level, so it will not trigger the duplication, but it can trigger our Dancing Leaves. Our last ninja for the extra deck is our Blade Armor Ninja. So this is one way to OTK, but we have another way to OTK. So the deck is very consistent with OTKing if you can go through your combo. Then we go into Cross Shape. Cross Shape works great for our ninjas because they are just going to be able to special summon out more ninjas. And this is something that will help us with our OTK line, with our Borrelsword Dragon. But after that, we do run a Nightmare Unicorn. Just removal. It's great shuffling stuff back into the deck. And we had the space to put it in, which is amazing. And then we run our Borrelsword for our OTK line. Equip it with our Iron Digger. And we're able to attack multiple times because we just attack with our Hanzo. Not our Hanzo. Our Maizen. And then attack with Borrelsword. Use the effect to put the Maizen in defense, and then it gets to attack directly, which will be enough for lethal. And then for our super poly targets, we have Garura and Mud Dragon. They're the best 2 super poly targets in the game. And then we have an Ultimate Great Insect. So Ultimate Great Insect is that one card I mentioned for the field spell. If you equip Mitsu with the Iron Digger, you can tribute that to summon out the Ultimate Great Insect. And if the field spell is on the field and we go into battle, we just destroy all of our opponent's monsters. I know right now in this format, it's not the best to be destroying our opponent's monsters, but it is really fun playing rogue decks that don't have anything to stop it. But for now, that's everything for the ninja deck. This deck is really fun to play, and it is insanely more consistent than people think. I know most of our combos are based on 1 cards, which will be our Hanzo, but if you have a good enough hand, you can play through most things. And the fact that both of our ninja cards are contact fuse are amazing, because you don't need a polymerization, and you don't even need our Tabari to fusion summon into them.